up in the house.
Anyway, talk to me about Ohara.
CK,
and your feelings on it.
CK, them are the best. No, I'm being real, right? Nobody can, I think what he said was misinformed, and he's got to blame himself and take responsibility for his actions. That's the jar of truth. You got to take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Spence, I don't think he would have known a lot about it, but he'd have been aware it had an incendiary context, and he was aware there was a level of crossing the line and being a bit obnoxious about it, and he thought that'd be a good way of doing that, right? Okay. Having said that...
Yes, and I agree.
Having said that, someone's raised an interesting point. People don't like the Sun. In Liverpool, people don't like the Sun, including some of its very famous boxers like Tony Bellew, Derry Matthews, Callum Smith, Liam Smith, right? They don't like the Sun because of the unspeakable things the Sun used to falsely said about Liverpool fans at the time of the Hillsborough tragedy, yeah? Now, who owns the Sun, Spence?
Yep.
Go on. Rupert Murdoch, right?
Go on.
Does he also own Sky Sports and Sky TV?
Yes, he does.
Talk to me about that.
Well, people still buy subscriptions to Sky to watch football.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, what I'm saying is this: is like on certain things you got to let sleeping dogs lie, but we have to look at the vast amount of things that Ohara Davies has said in the past, right? Which becomes a situation of the straw that broke the camel's back.
You say, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but was it what broke the camel's back? Or is this the first mainstream offensive thing he said that could be regarded as immoral, as opposed to just obnoxious?
No, because... well, it depends, because there's a bordering line between immoral and obnoxious. Now, I can understand that there must be some form of social issues with Ohara Davies, right? But it's not for me to jump on Ohara Davies and chastise him for the things that he said, because he has believed in his head, right, that what he was saying was right. But you can go too far. And my major thing is this: if I've got anything to say, I'm gonna make sure that I know what I'm talking about, and I don't give a shit who likes me from who don't. But
so you feel it's not entirely an offence to say you didn't know about something, because you said there's a responsibility. You're going to get into these things and cite something that you've got to be sure what ground you stand on.
Right. There is a responsibility. You can't just jump on things, Ben, just to be for the moment. Do you understand? Yeah. Are you that narcissistic not to know the history? Are you that narcissistic to say that? Right. And the next thing, there have been a lot of guys, and you were calling one of them, like Danny Wright, who said, it's because O'Hara's black. Why he's being pointed out or being singled out.
By the way, very quickly, we've got Wayne Braithwaite on here and Mick Guilfoyle. Wayne Braithwaite, the cruiserweight champ, is on here.
Right, what are you saying, Wayne? Yeah, I mean, my Guyanese punching power, man. You were with him out in Gleason.
Yeah, I sparred him a few times.
Yeah,
he was nice to me.
Anyway, go on.
But you keep going. You were interested in that. I just wanted to name check the champ. Keep going.
Right, I'm right. Actually, Fear Thing's watching as well. I'm saying this: Ohara Davies. I warned this boy a year ago.
Yeah.
1 year to the month. Yeah. Right. That continue listening to the gas people around you, right? Right. Continue listening to the gas Ohara. Actually, Fear Thing's report. Man said Ohara gate. Right. I'm saying Ohara Davies needs to cut off them gas people that are around him. He's got too many gas heads around him. So when you got them gas people who ain't done nothing in their lives, who will never do nothing in their lives, they're looking at you as the guy who's going to take them out of their nothingness.
Yeah.
Right? So he becomes a law unto himself. Now, when you're dealing with somebody who's come from the street, yeah, management people who are out managing fighters, go and get somebody who knows how to deal with street people. Because not every black fighter or every street fighter you're going to go and get underneath your books, right, is going to be as affable or personable as an Anthony Joshua or even a Joshua Boazzi. Some of these kids are road kids.
How about
you need a road man to talk to. Road kids.
How about Ambrose Mendy?
Ambrose to a degree, but Ambrose Day is still past.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're 60 plus now. Yeah, I mean, we're going to respect you, but these younger heads don't even know what Ambrose Mendy did. The pioneering moves that he did. Get someone to talk to him that is on point. Big up Leonie, my little sister.
I think he's a sweet kid, face to face. Right? He's a sweet kid, face to face.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Okay, face to face. But what did he say to you? What did he say to you when
things went wrong?
You were going through that ticket bullshit? What did he say?
Yeah. I don't really know. People told me he was taking a piss.
Right, yeah, he was posting up loads of pictures. But what I'm saying is this: when you met him and confronted him about it, what did he say?
He said, "Are you talking to me, Ben?" He smiled rather weakly. He was with Chrissy Morton. Chrissy said, "Ben, don't start no trouble, because Ohara's with me, he's a nice lad. Ben, don't start no trouble." And I looked at him and he just went, "Are you talking to me, Ben?" And I just shook his hand, because I didn't feel like I could harbour any resentment about it, Spence. I just didn't feel, I felt like he's a young kid, he's a bit misguided. He was misguided when he did that, he's misguided when he's done this, and most of the things in between, except for some of the stuff he's done in the ring, you know, and I just...
Wait a minute, misguided by who? Who's been guiding him to behave this way?
Misguided, you know, it pertains to a multitude of influences, even yourself, I suppose, you know. Again, Dwight Pratchett is watching with us. Remember Dwight Pratchett who extended Julio Cesar Chavez?
Yeah, I do.
Dwight Pratchett, he went the distance of Meldrick Taylor, Julio Cesar Chavez, and he used to spy Barry McGuigan a lot back in the 80s. Fuck me. Yeah, Isham Pickering says, "Fuck misguided," he spoke. Listen, Spencer,
Thank you, that's what I'm saying. Thank you very much, Isham. Brown Sugar. He knows what... Listen, I sent Ohara a message, and apparently he put it out on Twitter. Well, I'm saying, like, it's time now for you to get rid of the gas boys and everything else, right? Listen to me, right? You can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? You can't think that you're being endeared to the masses. And the next thing is what masses? Because you're not even a big ticket seller. Do you understand? So you know my heart goes out for him. Let me tell you this now, how it goes in this boxing, right? And you know as well. Don't look to be ingratiated to people that don't love you. Irrespective.
Well, that's what his big thing was. He kept saying, "Boxing won't love you, and I don't love boxing. I don't give a fuck who I offend." But also, he was convinced that this approach got him paid and made him more of a commercial animal than it did if he was humble like a Larry Condeo. He saw a lot of decent fighters not getting opportunities.
No.
Getting their heads punched in.
Yeah, okay.
Go on.
All right.
He believed this would create more opportunities. Interestingly, it's backfired to the point that not only does he not have an opponent, he's not on that bill on February 3rd in our British beef. Is this an interesting and also valuable lesson about trash talk and people thinking all publicity is good? Because clearly it isn't.
It's not. Let me tell you, it's not when this is happening to you. Do you understand? Now, on certain times, there's a reason why we say you have two ears and one mouth for a reason. Your ears are meant to be doing more than your mouth. Now, and if you had any, listen to me on the reels, if you're really talented, and I do believe that he's talented, he's talented, right? I'm not going to turn around. But it's risk versus reward, and with any promotional company picking him up, like Matchroom who have him, it's stress versus reward. Can you deal with that stress when you're not, listen, you're not the best fighter at 140 in the world.
This is it.
Best fighter at 140 in Europe.
I think
and you're not the best fighter at 140 in Great Britain.
I think the fact that they believe he's revealed his potential, even though he's a decent fighter, he's a good fighter, and he is an interesting character, and he has featured in some mid big fights, you know, mid-range big fights. I think, like you say, the stress. It's an organic situation. There was no plan to offload him. But I think they've obviously made that decision that he's not crucial to the Matchroom brand. He's never going to be. You know as well as I do, if Anthony Joshua had said something similar, And some people said he even did make a reference to the Sun. I don't know if it's true. But if Anthony Joshua had done it, it wouldn't matter. He wouldn't be scrubbed from any bill. He'd have to say the Queen was a paedophile and the Holocaust never even happened, right? To get scrubbed from anything. AJ?
Yeah, it could be, yeah. But that's the whole thing. The whole point is this. Somebody like...
Do you want me to keep talking about the love the way you finish that pizza?
No, that's right, man. It's right.
Someone's got to talk. Okay, but, you know...
Yeah.
So I've got trains going
in the house.
Yeah. So,
I'm saying this.
What's Spudwell saying? Many fine people in the boxing family have spoken to Ohara. He's taken no notice of them. He deserves the shit he's getting. So, the kid's clearly a bit of a prat, but I do feel he's been harshly treated, says Kelvin Wilkinson. Seems to have been thrown under a bus by his team. But I've heard that, Spencer. A few people have suggested that they're not exactly showing the most loyal attitude. Maybe not so much Eddie Hearn, who was going to take a stand. He had to take a stand. A company like Matchroom do a lot of business in Liverpool, and with their whole sporting brand, not just the boxing. So Eddie was obviously going to say and do something. But some people have suggested the Sims haven't exactly covered themselves in glory and loyalty. You know, evidence of loyalty on this occasion. Your response?
My response is this. 1 second. Let me just take a swig of my drink, mate.
Is there a contract? Is there a contract on Sky that says you're not allowed to eat pizza while you do the broadcast?
Mate, I'm still in condition. That's the whole point. I can do what I want.
Yeah, all right. See, you're like Adrian Broner. Most fighters do what they want, what they can. I do what I want. But go on.
Nah, I'm nothing like Adrian Broner at all.
Lukman Prince Patel, Lukman Prince Patel, who fought the other night on the 30th of December, is in the house.
Well, I'm glad that Prince Patel is listening here right now, right?
Yeah, go on.
Because he was another kid that was obnoxious.
It backfired
to an
extent, that media strategy.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think at this point, I think it's finished. I think the broadcast probably came to an end at that point. I don't know how you guys seeing it. Ohara Davison still continuing.
Hold on a second.
Oh, here we go. There you go.
The more that the monkey climbs the tree is the more that his ass is exposed. You've exposed yourself now, and everybody's turned on you. And it's not. And I'm going to tell people again, it's not a black or white thing.
No.
Right?
I don't believe so.
Because I'm getting loads of black guys saying, nah, but this is a system. They're going to treat him because he's black. I'm saying, fuck, don't be stupid. Got nothing to do with him being black. It's because he said a very insensitive comment, a comment that was well, he didn't know the history to the deeds, because you got to think about it. 1989, he wasn't even fucking born.
Yeah.
Right, he weren't born, right? But somebody must have wedged him up on something, and he's turned around. He's turned around and said something very, very stupid, and now he's paying the brunt of it.
Robert Meggs in the house, how you doing? So ultimately,
but I do feel that maybe, just maybe, he could be seen a little bit more loyalty from his trainer, Tony Sims, but maybe Tony Sims has had enough of him.
I think he's buffering, man. I don't know what's going on. 1 second.
To get scrubbed from anything. AJ?
Yeah, it could be, yeah. But that's the whole thing. The whole point is this. Somebody like...
You want me to keep talking about the love the way you finish that pizza?
No, that's right, man. It's right.
Someone's got to talk. Okay, but, you know...
Yeah.
So I've got trains going
in the house.
Yeah. So,
I'm saying this.
What's Spudwell saying? Many fine people in the boxing family have spoken to Ohara. He's taken no notice of them. He deserves the shit he's getting. So the kid's clearly a bit of a prat, but I do feel he's been harshly treated, says Kelvin Wilkinson. Seems to have been thrown under a bus by his team. But I've heard that, Spencer. A few people have suggested they're not exactly showing the most loyal attitude. Maybe not so much Eddie Hearn, who was going to take a stand, he had to take a stand. A company like Matchroom do a lot of business in Liverpool, and with their whole sporting brand, not just the boxing. So Eddie was obviously going to say and do something. But some people have suggested the Sims haven't exactly covered themselves in glory and loyalty, evidence of loyalty on this occasion. Your response?
My response is this. 1 second. Let me just take a swig of my drink, mate.
Is there a contract? Is there a contract on Sky that says you're not allowed to eat pizza while you do the broadcast?
Mate, I'm still in condition. That's the whole point. I can eat. I can do what I want.
Yeah. All right. See, you're like Adrian Broner. Most fighters do what they want, what they can. I do what I want. But go on.
Nah, I'm nothing like Adrian Broner at all.
Lukeman Prince Patel, Lukeman Prince Patel, who fought the other night on the 30th of December, is in the house.
Well, I'm glad that Prince Patel is listening here right now, right?
Yeah, go on.
Because he was another kid that was obnoxious.
It backfired.
Plain and simple.
He said that media strategy.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
No, we're going back to the buffering shit, man. Come on, man. This is some bullshit.
Yeah, at first. He was almost very softly spoken, almost shy.
Yeah. For some reason, it keeps buffering.
While you do the broadcast.
Mate, I'm still in condition. That's the whole point. I can eat. I can do what I want.
Yeah, all right. See, you're like Adrian Broner. Most fighters do what they want, what they can. I do what I want. But go on.
Nah, I'm nothing like Adrian Broner at all.
Lukeman Prince Patel, Lukeman Prince Patel, who fought the other night on the 30th of December, is in the house.
Well, I'm glad that Prince Patel is listening here right now, right?
Yeah, go on.
Because he was another kid that was obnoxious.
It backfired.
Plain and simple.
He said that media strategy.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Shit. I don't know what's going on. So we're going to talk a bit about Ohara. Where we at? Okay. Well, listen. All I'm saying is this, yeah. The whole thing with Ohara, they tell him to be more exciting, more outgoing, more, just more of everything. And he's done that. And now he's getting paid for it. Training, leaving him, contract being reviewed by Matchroom. And like, you know what, man? End of the day, listen, boy, you have to own it sometimes, I was talking about Ben Dyer. He's got a new thing right here. Let me see. I think they got a new. I'm thinking about. Is it new? Let me see. I think this might be new. Yeah, it's a new one. What they're talking about now?
Good afternoon, happy New Year to one and all.
It's the same thing.
As a fighter, would I want to be with the Simses after they kind of throw me to the wayside?
Yeah.
Right? Unless they've had conversations and say, all right, then. We're just going to see it, leave it for a bit, let it die down, and then you can come back, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think ultimately...
Go on, mate. I lost you there, mate.
Yeah, sorry, I lost you at one of those times as well. Boys, where does it end? Spencer has banged on, he's been told, but he keeps falling out of respect for people in the game. He's in danger of getting frozen out. Yeah, Tom Little on the game. Listen, guys,
exactly.
I apologise in advance, but the signal is completely fail-safe here at Lakeside Tube Station, where I've taken a bit of time out the day to do this broadcast. To further complicate things, I've only got about 15% battery left. But how are we doing, Spence? You still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, brother. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, guys, if I do cut out, it's because the phone's run out of battery. So just allow that. But we'll keep going. We can keep going till that happens, certainly. We've got a great bunch of people. We've got Ben Gray. We've got Robin Meggs. We've got Tony Roberts. We've got Ashley Theophane still on there. If Sims sack him, it's over with Matchroom. That's the reason Eddie signed him. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to have to come from all of them. They're a tight-knit bunch, with Matchroom and Sims, the gym, Sims management. So I agree with you, Spence. I think it's an organic thing where they're just going to see if it's worth it and see what happens. I don't think they made the decision yet, and we'll have to see what happens. I think it's 50-50. It could be the end of Ohara with Matchroom and he'll be looking for another deal, or else it could be something that, it plays itself out blows over to an
Right, you see that soccer legend just joined us, Kevin Campbell. What are you saying, Kevin? Kevin Campbell's just joined us.
Christian Aguilera says nothing to do with him being black, but everything to do with him being a disrespectful, stupid little child. Could see this sort of thing coming a mile off. I do think it really proves a point, though, Spence, that should young fighters take note from this? Should this be a new page we have to write in the book of professional boxing?
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Huh?
No, I just believe that Errol Jarrett's saying Ohara Davis got set up. Now, how the hell did Ohara Davis get
Please
set up?
explain to us, EJ, how did he get set up? How was he set up?
He set himself up.
Didn't anyone buy you a phone power pack for Christmas? No. You know what? I had one and I broke it, Chris Royal. I broke the fucking thing. It's the input was the problem, and I broke it. No, I don't believe he was set up. I think he's just gone and said it. I'm going to ask you this, though, Spencer. Right? Has Anthony Joshua ever done an interview with the Sun newspaper? I'd imagine he's done more than one.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay, so one guy actually giving one when he's got this massive global following is one thing, and it's fine amongst the Liverpool massive and the diehards on that issue, who we obviously respect. Implicitly, but another kid who threatens to do an interview in the same newspaper, even though it's never going to happen, he won't actually do it anyway because they won't actually be interested in him knocking out Tommy Coyle, particularly as a Sun story. Boxing has become increasingly marginalised in the print media, as you know. So Anthony Joshua can do interviews with the Sun, that's fine, and any other matchroom fighter, of guys work with their brand. But Ohara says he's going to do one which won't happen, and that's worse. I do appreciate the context, but come back to me.
Yeah, but we know to the connotations of which it was sent, and we know what was behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm telling you now that he weren't set up.
It wasn't set up. He said it.
You know what I mean?
And unfortunately, it's caused much more problems than it ever imagined.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, let's always be positive and blah blah blah. Because I'm telling you, last night going into the new year, that kid must have been worried. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I think it's the fact, clearly people from Liverpool don't mind fighters talking to the Sun because it happens occasionally when the national press, just I say that, there's Steve Lillis, who used to write for the Sunday Sport, has worked for the Red Sox and all that kind of thing. I'm down to 10% battery, guys, by the way.
Steve Lillis, how you doing? Happy New Year, Steve.
I'm down to 10% battery in case we cut out. But yeah, I mean, Spence, going forward, I suppose, you told me earlier today you think he will stay with Backroom and they'll just bring him back later in the year. That's what you believe, yeah, ultimately?
Well, you know what? In me saying that, I don't know, because I don't know how serious the situation is, but that's what I reckon will happen. You know what I mean? Because what else is he for him to do? There's nothing else for him to do.
Well, this is the irony. When he called the populace of Liverpool, or at least the ones that were free to come to a press conference in the daytime, £7 an hour cunts, some people said the irony is he has very little career potentialities outside of boxing, and if his career is commercially killed by this, which I'm not suggesting for 1 minute it will be, but if it is, someone suggested that he'll be becoming one of those minimum wage cunts a lot sooner than he could ever have anticipated without this particular storm.
Yeah, or as Ashley Peterpayne said, he can get a job in Iceland.
Yeah, he can get a job in Iceland. What? Are you anticipating another tagline where they'll say, that's why Ohara's got to Iceland?
Well, listen, man, all I'm saying is this. It was a dumb thing that the kid said, but I've heard people say a lot worse, right?
Yeah.
But what I am saying is this. Learn to humble yourself.
Yeah.
Right? That is it. Learn to humble yourself, because I wouldn't mind, like, if these things were remotely intelligently funny, I wouldn't mind the stuff that he goes off with, right? But they are very crass, to tell you the honest truth.
And this is the thing, Spence, I can't reconcile that with the kid that I know in the gym since about 2011, 2012. I see him at the old TKO at first. He was almost very softly spoken, almost shy, deferential, just sweet, for want of a better word. And I didn't get it. When he transformed into this kind of rather kind of cod sort of ogre, like a wrestling villain almost online, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, but you got... Listen, he comes into the ring to, was it the Undertaker music?
Yeah.
So he's been heavily influenced by that. But you're no Cassius Clay getting inspired by Gorgeous George. That's not you. You know what I mean? Because you just ain't got you're not that guy.
So that's it, man. That is it. Ben Doherty, Spencer Furion.
Do you think he could tempt Andre Ward out of...
1 minute. There you go. Alright, so Spencer Furion, Ben Doherty. Ben Doherty's page on Facebook. Just type Ben Doherty. For those who know how to spell Ben Doherty, that's BEN space DOUGHTY. Ben Doherty. Add him on Facebook if you have a Facebook account. Spencer Furion. Add him on Twitter, and add Spencer on Twitter, and also you can follow him Turtle Podcast on Sky. Subscribe and listen to Spencer's thoughts and views on boxing there. So that's them two. Giving accreditation to them two. That's what I heard it. Just heard it on Ben's Facebook. So you can go check it. I'm just doing the audio version of their debate, and as I pointed out there, I said I felt he maybe Ohara got set up. They might disagree with me. I mean, set up in the way of he's gone out to market himself and to try and, you know, generate some interest into a fight with him and another party, and it's gone horribly wrong, and is gone because obviously he's upset a lot of people in Liverpool before, and now they've connected one-on-one and made 5. And he's obviously in a situation where Storm, where he hasn't have no control over, no control over. And yeah, you should take responsibility for yourself. And this is why this happened. But at the same time, he's a fighter. He's talking to a fight. It was a fight. But I guess if you're gonna put yourself in that situation, you kind of have to know what you're talking about. And because of that, now consequently, he's paying the price. And I feel like he didn't have to go this far where it is, but he got so much hatred towards him, and he's been thriving on it. Hey, listen, at some situation where Jack Johnson, not trying to say Jack Johnson's Ohara Davis, they hate him so bad that they had to get the government out here to get rid of him, to get off his belt, to make they trumped up charges to get rid of him, to make him use his belt. I'm saying that's the same situation, but he's in a situation where he's obviously got people disliking him, and now that's why I said he'd be set up in a way of, you know, you're trying to get something out of something, and now people hate you so badly they'll say anything, put you in any situation just to get rid of you, and that's what's happened. Now it's made people's day. It's made people's day that you haven't got a manager, trainer, and you possibly could be dropped from Matchroom. That's made a lot of people very happy. And all he was trying to do is sell the fight. That's what I mean, he's been set up. So leave your comments in the comment section. I'm EJ Boxing Live, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.